going.
Welcome to the Circle of Love and Light. I'm Dr. Jane Montrose, your host and a founding director of Awakenings Institute, a nonprofit organization that's devoted to creating a more loving world, and sponsor of the Circle. Today I'm joined by my wonderful co-host, Lamora, and my husband and co-director of Awakenings Institute, Dr. Philip Montrose, and our special guest, spiritual coach, teacher, and healer, Gerald Peterson Heatherdale.
Hi.
Yes, it's.
We just lost Jane, but we are still live, I'm assuming. I've got my video up. And yes, we are still live, and it's just the three of us right now.
Just the three of us, yeah.
Yes.
I'm going to kind of check with Jane for a moment and just see what happened down there. See if I can. Oh, it looks like she's coming back.
Can you hear me?
We can hear you now.
We have you too.
I don't know what happened to me. I got knocked out.
It's Mercury retrograde, kids.
So did I get the part about our special guest, Gerald?
I
Yes.
think so, because we all stayed on. You were gone, but we all got to stay here.
Oh, it's crazy. This is a crazy week for me. Anyhow, everyone is welcome here. And if you can, whether you're with us live or you're joining in anytime or any place during the week, please tell us in the comments where you're from and add your special insights. We really appreciate it. Our focus today is on the healing power of water and how we can access this water to bring more love and light into the world. So we're very, very excited. As we begin, I also want to take a few moments to invite the beings of light who surround us so lovingly in the higher realms to support us and create a sacred space for our gathering. So I'd like to start with an invitation for the archangels of the four directions to join us. First, calling on the air element and the archangel of the east, Raphael, who is an angelic healer and who you might sense as a radiant, sparkling emerald green light as he joins us on the east. Next, we call on the fire element and the archangel of the south, Michael, a warrior and protector angel, and a vibrant, beautiful electric blue energy. To the west, we invoke the water element and Archangel Gabriel, the messenger angel, who joins us with a beautiful diamond white light, divine love, wisdom, and guidance. And to the north, we call Archangel Uriel, the element of earth, and a beautiful ruby red light. With that, creating wonderful space for us horizontally, I'd also like to invite the archangels of the vertical plane, starting with above us, invoking the presence of Archangel Metatron, who is the angelic host of this gathering, and allowing a beautiful golden white light to flow down from source above us to fill our space and our bodies and our hearts. And from below, we invite Archangel Sandalphon, who brings up the crystalline energies of the earth into our space and in our fields, with Metatron and Sandalphon holding us in perfect balance between heaven and earth. So with that, is there anyone here who wants to add anything to this? Anyone else you want to include particularly?
I think that was beautiful.
Oh,
I did actually call in Dr. Emoto, and we'll talk about him in a minute, that would like to be here with us tonight.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
And for anyone who has joined us, if you wish to invite other beings of light to join us, I know we all bring our own guides and angels. I imagine just thousands above us who are supporting us, but feel free to also invite others in the comments if you feel like you want to do that. And so we're ready to begin. And I'd like to start by asking Gerald, how did the healing power of water come into your attention? And tell us a little more about you too.
Oh, okay. Well, it really, like everything else in my life, I kind of just, I just kind of move into things and don't even know that it's happened to me until after it's happened. And I go, oh, how did I get here? Kind of like your class I took, it's like, oh, how did that happen? But it's always perfect, absolutely perfect. But I was born and raised on the Mississippi River in Illinois. And so I have been a river rat since birth. And I love the river. I got to see the power of the river, the beauty of the river. I also saw the destruction of the river because our family went through the 1965 flood and it destroyed homes. We lived up in an attic, and I mean, it was really quite traumatic. So I've seen the beauty and I've seen the destruction of water. And now I live on the St. Johns River here in north central Florida. And I talk about the river a lot. I talk about the water a lot. I would do videos and everything. And actually, it was Ruth Anderson from Enlightened World Network who had come here to see the river, and she stayed at my home. And we talked about water. We talked about Dr. Emoto's work and everything. And they were doing a series of healings, and she asked me if I would do a healing on the water. And of course, I said yes. And that really made me, when I get set with a task, I always have to dig even deeper. And so I really did a deep dive, no pun intended,
Into
right?
the water.
Yeah, into water. And I discovered a research scientist by the name of Dr. Emoto from Japan, who really, he took water and they would crystallize it, and they would use words, feelings, emotions, and they would take pictures, and they captured the words that were positive and beautiful and healing, created really, really, really beautiful pictures. Like this one, for
And
example.
these are formations in
Yes.
the water. Just
Yes, in the
Yeah.
water. So they have the technology. This is love for humanity. They have the technology that they can take and start to freeze the water, and they put words, like they'll set the slide or whatever it is on words. This is self-love. Isn't that beautiful?
It is beautiful.
But I want you to also see something here, which really starts to show you the difference. This is the word evil. And this is the word thank you. This down here is love and gratitude. And this is the phrase, you disgust me. Now, when you look at that, that really got my attention.
Mm-hmm.
So water has memory. And if water is consciousness also, and it's energy. So what do you want to drink? What do you want to swim in? What do you want? So when you see stagnant waters, and I started noticing this out in front, and we have the river here, and then we have a salt spring, and we have a lake. So it's all these bodies of water connected. And I would start to see and feel the different energy between the waters areas that were polluted and the springs that were nice and clear and fresh, that you could see to the bottom, and the lake, which had a whole different energy itself. So it truly got me thinking, because the fact is the earth itself is covered by 70%, 70 to 80% water, all that blue water. Our bodies, same thing, no coincidence, 70, 80% of water. So if this is what happens with our words, our thoughts, and our emotions, what do you think happens inside the body? What do you think happens with this water here? The same thing, just on a bigger scale. So when we talk about disease, and especially with what we all do for a living, is we do healing work. and everything else. And we talk about affirmations and how they work. This is why it works in so many levels, because water has memories. So what we're speaking, what we're thinking, what we're drinking, my glass says love is spoken here. I put the water, my filtered good water, in a bottle that says love on one side and gratitude on the other. You can put I have these cards, I want to make coasters, because you can set your water on here and the vibration of that goes into your water. That's what I want to put in my body.
Right. Or just write the word on a piece of paper and put it
exactly under. You don't even have to have, anything like that, but just write the words down. That's what they did. It's and so that was my start. It got me excited. And the more that I watched it, the more that I researched it, the deeper I went, the more I realized how we can literally change the world just by the water and what we speak and what we think and what we do.
Right. And I think if you look at it in relation to what we're talking about, our main topic in the circle, love and light, that what we're wanting to do, the goal of the circle, and then for people individually understanding how important this is for the world. The goal is to fill ourselves with so much love and light that it's going to radiate out around us, that we're going to be, I think we are now. Most of us probably, we're already these little points of light on the planet. And we want more points of light, and we want also all of our lights to be brighter. And if we can do simple things like this to energize ourselves, and then I'm sure we're going to carry this a little further in this discussion to how we can actually send more love into the water, because then it just radiates out through. I mean, if we have 70% water, that's a very powerful thing. But it's a gift you can give yourself. Like today, I give myself love. You could write that on a piece of paper and put a glass of water on it, and give yourself that gift of love.
Absolutely.
It's just such a beautiful, beautiful thing that we can do.
There's a nice comment here in the comment section from Phoenix, co-host of the show. She said, I want to drink love, gratitude, abundance, light, and all high vibes.
Yeah. And you can. That's the beauty of it. You absolutely can.
Right. And it's free. I mean, you might want to get filtered water, but the love and light, it's all free.
But
I think you made the suggestion too, Gerald, and it's a fact that love is healthy for your body.
Yes.
On all levels, physically, emotionally, mentally, spiritually. It's one of the best things you can give yourself.
Well, that's, self-love. That's how water resonates to the word self-love. And so that's what I want my body to resonate to. And it could be the words. That's why mantras and affirmations work so well, because we're vibrating to that. I don't want to vibrate to this.
No.
Or
you're trying to, then you have to compensate for all of that horrible energy.
Right.
Yeah.
And if you and I've been tasked with the healing of my river here. And I go out every day, and we're going to do a prayer and a brief meditation here today. But I go out every day, and I actually have a new one that I actually bring in the elementals. I bring in a lot of other sources, angelic and otherwise, quite a wide variety of folks that I bring in. And I send it Reiki, but I channel a lot of energy to the river. And it's really interesting. I wish I could take credit for it, but I can't. But I think it's because the core isn't spraying as much. But our river here, because we have pleasure boaters, the Corps would spray the, the hyacinths and the grass and the different things. And we've actually gone into we've had a severe problem with our manatees. They're dying and they don't know why. Well, I can tell you why. We're killing their food source. And so because of COVID and funding and consequently, they're not spraying as much. So we're getting the natural hyacinths and the different plant life is growing back in the river. And that's so important. So if everyone all over the world, literally all over the world, can go out, and there's a prayer, it's 3 words, Vav Mem Bet. And that word itself it's a Hebrew word, and it's the highest resonance and pristine vibration that water can take. It's one of the 72 Hebrew names for God, and water, God is water, water is God as well.
Can you spell that again? I'm going to write
Yes,
that down.
it's Vav, V-A-V, Mem, M-E-M, Bet, B-E-T. And it's, all you have to do is just say, it's got the power to restore water to its original divine state. And it's a blessing, and it blesses the water with love and gratitude. And it literally vibrates on the same level as all other living beings and waters on the earth. So thank you, Phoenix. She just put it in the comments. Vav and Bet. And, I must look like a crazy person, but my neighbors are used to me by now. So I've long since become immune to the whole crazy label. But I go out in front of my river, and I just stand there in the morning when I take my dogs out, and I open up my arms really wide, and go Vav, Mem, Bet. And I repeat it over and over. Sometimes I take my drum out and I drum to it. And I have goosebumps now. I call them God bumps. I have God bumps from head to toe just saying it. It's just very, very healing. So that's so simple. I have when I had done this on EWN, I'd done a prayer and a talk on it. And one of the ladies that watched it, she said, yeah, every morning when she takes a shower, she says Vav Mem Bet when she's taking the shower.
That's a great idea.
Transform the water. So you could do it with your glass of water. You could do it, you could write it on your bottle, with a marker. Whatever bottle you have. If you have I have plastic bottles also, because I get alkaline water and then I refill them with filtered water after I drink them. So I'll write on I write on everything. As you can tell, I've got writings everywhere because I love words.
Right. Any ideas for you, Lula, from this?
Yeah, I actually was listening carefully because not with the same mantra, but I have been practicing like the good vibrations in my food and actually in all the things that I put inside my body and comes, I think, from the same place. I have a quick story. I used to talk with a lot of not very high words when I was like a teenager or almost in my 20s. And after my training in yoga, I realized that I was all day saying words that maybe were not good for me, and not so slowly, I got aware of that, and I changed the way I was like talking. I was more conscious, and I started changing, not using them, and I started feeling the difference because actually was something that I was doing again and again during the day, and not only in my body, but actually everything around me. So I was actually really like, okay, look at me, like from that part of wisdom, inner wisdom, knowing a specific technique, maybe I start like resonating with it and getting to know that. And with time, then studying a little bit more and being curious with other things, I realized how the moon, for example, have a direct influence with us and with women actually about the
Mhm.
cycles that
With
we
water,
have,
yeah, the
and
water,
because we are water.
Right.
So I have been like checking like mentally some lists that I have listening to early, and so it's amazing. That's what I can say right now, and that I'm actually really happy that we are like getting this information and sharing with the people, because it's something that makes a huge difference, but it's simple and we can start doing it right now.
right,
So,
yeah,
and it's a beautiful way to bring love to ourselves and to everything around us, actually, nature. That
yeah.
is a huge responsibility that we have, and we haven't like take too much consciousness about it. So I love this.
Yeah,
Thank you, Geraldine.
Yeah.
You're so welcome. You
It
know,
made me, I wanted to say, related to that, I was thinking, I love to wear hearts. I always wear something that has a heart. And I had never thought that that was talking to the water in my body, but I bet it is. And I have hearts on my little beads that I and I have them on my rings. They're just all over the place. But it makes me feel good. It also is a reminder. I use it also as a reminder to that's the energy I want to hold. But it
Mhm.
might, it might be more powerful than I realized. I hadn't really considered it before.
see, and that's just it. We really don't stop and look at that. That heart is a symbol, and that symbol universally carries a meaning. It's a meaning of love. So even if you don't even have love written on it, when I look at it, and I'm sure each and every one of us and everyone watching today, when we look at that heart, we immediately think love, just like the hearts behind you in your picture, just like the thing on your banner that says love. It's so when you look at that, it elicits a visceral emotional response, which is very positive, and it's one of love. And so the water in our bodies respond to that and hold the memory of that as well.
Yeah, that's very, I hadn't really thought of it in relation to even health and, I mean, just wearing hearts or, I mean, there are other things you could probably do too. Not, no skulls and crossbones though, please.
No, no.
But I wonder how that might help a person who is prone to depression, just wearing hearts or suns. Were there any pictures with suns on them? Like what a sun image might do?
I think there is a card actually here that is with the word sun. I know there is a summer. This is a summer card.
Wow. Yeah.
And but I also wanted to something that Lula said, her food when she eats her food, and I'm assuming you're blessing your food when
Yes.
before, okay. And so I know when I first started Reiki, one of my first teachers said that he would do Reiki on his food to raise the vibration of the food. And or even if people say a prayer before dinner or whatever, think about how much water is in food. Water's in our food also. So it all really translates back.
Yeah, it's all over the place.
Water. And so you're raising the vibration of the water in your food and then ingesting that. And whether it's with a prayer, Reiki, or any other sun. This is sun.
That's beautiful.
Yeah, isn't that gorgeous?
And
Yeah,
that
that
might
is
be really
beautiful.
good for people who maybe have low energy.
Mhm.
I mean, I've known about this for years, and I just never have quite thought about it in the same way that I am now.
Mhm.
It's very interesting when you think of it.
What it's remind me of a couple things. One is just that water is such a basic element that's around us so much we're invisible to it. I remember reading a book by Tom Brown, who had a sort of met an Indian man who lived in the wilderness in New Jersey years ago, and he would sort of study and watch him and be with this guy. And when the person would go in the water in the woods to bathe, it would be like a holy, sacred experience. It would be so awesome for this person every day to go bathe himself. And I'm thinking, you know, that could be the same for us if we just remember every day the water that's all around us, how it sustains us, how it can be very sanctified and uplifting rather than take it for granted. That's a lot of gratitude, and that's uplifting in itself, just that awareness.
Mhm.
I think that's
Absolutely.
I think that's so important what you're saying, Philip, because we do take for granted. We take for granted the water that we drink. We take for granted the water that we wash our dishes with. We take for granted the water that we flush our toilets with. I mean, from our showers to our baths to the, you know, giving water to the animals, washing our clothing, you know, washing our vehicles. We just become, had become very oblivious to how it keeps everything in our world moving. It's not until sometimes that we experience hurricanes here. And oftentimes in those hurricanes, we don't have water. So if you're on a city water and the electricity goes out, you may be lucky enough that some of them may have a generator, but some may not. And, you know, you really don't think about how important it is and how we use it every day throughout our day constantly until you don't have it.
You
Mhm.
don't miss your water till your well goes dry.
Yes.
Ever heard that one?
Yeah.
And
Well
on
said.
a starker, more serious basis, I'm just looking, 1 in 3 people globally do not have access to safe drinking water.
Yeah.
That's billions of people,
Yeah.
not millions, billions.
Right. Right. So if one of the messages that I got, because, you know, I was a little overwhelmed when I first kind of got the message in my meditation that I was to heal the river. You know, it's like, okay, yeah, all right, no big deal. I'll just go out and heal it. No, don't worry about it. But the seriousness of it and the fact that it goes everywhere. You know, the water goes up, it comes back down, it flows from here to the oceans, to the rivers and the streams and the mountains. I mean, it's all cyclical. And if each and every one of us, where we have water, I know you guys are by the ocean. I don't know if you have large bodies of water by you at all, Lula, but I
She's in
have.
LA.
Yeah, yes.
You're in LA?
There's lots of
Okay.
water.
So you got lots of water there. So
Right.
even when you go out to the ocean, and now what I do, and I love this ball. I have a whole bunch of them. They're little foamy balls. I have to keep them from my biggest dog because she likes to take them and chew them up. But I will hold this and I'll say my water prayers. And I'll, with my hands, the Reiki, I'm holding and covering the entire earth. And my intention is huge. My intention is that I'm healing all the waters of the earth. And when I do the river, I think about how those droplets, every molecule of water in that river is going to go somewhere else. And it will, and because water has consciousness, every molecule you heal will heal another molecule. So if each and every one of us start just in the smallest of ways, it doesn't have to be a big thing. We don't have to save the whole world. We don't have to be responsible, but I can heal my water right out here. I can send it energy, and I can envision that water and that energy that I am sending is going out to this entire planet.
Where do you get those little sponge balls?
I'll let you know. A friend of mine, Sherry Seymour, she ordered a whole bunch of them from some company, and she got a whole bunch. I have some, and I give them. I thought, you know, I'm going to go get some more and just send them out to people and say, here.
Well, I think that's a great idea for the circle for people to get those. And then while we're talking, I don't know if it's, I wrote the Vavmen vet on a piece of paper and put my water glass on it, and I'm just vibrating here. I don't know if it's that or just the talk about water, and but I
Well, but you know, energy exists, and so energy is impacted. So you can walk in a room and feel, you know, if somebody's had a fight or if somebody's really happy, you can feel the energy in the room. And it's been precipitated by words of some type, whether they're words of love or words of anger. You can feel that. So why not that you would have this beautiful word or picture that you put your water on, that you would feel that within your body?
Mhm.
That's what Emoto proved.
Right.
That
Yeah,
this is how we can heal not only our bodies, but heal the planet.
Mm-hmm.
I love what you're saying because actually, in my opinion, makes me feel powerful. Because sometimes, okay, we have that intention and we do it like for things around us, but seeing it, I like the world, you know, the planet, that we can heal the water, that is a grand amount of it, you know, that makes me feel more power and desire to keep moving forward, you know, because actually listen to you, I got aware of something. I do my things not exactly through water, but now that I'm having this information, I will be like more on it. But I cook. Actually, when I was saying in food, I was meaning more like about when I cook, that I'm like sharing that energy and that intention of nourishment and love. And I have a side business where I bake, and
Right.
that's something that I do every time that I like baking them and like doing them. I'm all the time like chanting a mantra that I do have in my own practice, but that resonates and people feel it actually.
Right.
So
Yeah.
talking about water and seeing how it can like get bigger, is giving me like a lot of motivation, inspiration, and thank you for that, because yes, it's making me feel that we really can do a lot, you know, if we see it like in that dimension of water that is all around, and that are almost all the human living beings, you know, we all have water and we're connected. So
Right.
there's the part that makes me say like, oh yes, you know, like we can do this. And it's
Right.
not something that I see like, okay, so little by little. So it's really amazing. And thoughts, actually, I think what we think that are our intentions, sometimes we don't write them, you know, because we have saying about like words, how words like matter, but our thoughts too, you know. And that's the reason how when we meditate and when you were saying that you hold the ball in your hands, is that the power, you know, of moving that vibration is going to all the waters all around. And actually I'm getting chills.
Right.
Saying
Yeah.
it.
So there's sending energy, and then there's just intention too. I mean,
Yes.
if you're holding that globe, you're actually you're doing both. You're intending that, and you're sending energy. And I just think this is so amazing. And if there's anyone out there who thinks that you don't matter, I know there was a time in my life when I didn't think I mattered, and I didn't think anything I do matters. And I was fortunate enough to be able to connect. And if you connect with the truth in your heart and develop that as a resource also, your heart will tell you that that's not true.
Right.
And I think that your heart will probably also tell you that one of the most important things you can do probably for the world right now is to vibrate love, which is why we're here.
Yeah.
And if you can vibrate love and then have the support, you know, just I don't know about this water. I almost finished the whole thing.
You know, I want to say in response to what you just said, because I've been hearing this a lot lately. One of my healing partners, and dear friends, Diana. In fact, Diana Beiersdorfer, she's watching right now. Lately,
Hi, Diana.
she's been saying it's time to stop playing small. And it really, really, really makes me almost want to cry because we've played small for so long. And she keeps saying it to me, and she keeps saying it to everyone. She says, we have to stop playing small. We are divine. We are source, and we have as much power as anyone else. And we can change this world with our intention. And it's like, and she says, in the big time now. Yes, we are all in the big time. We are awake and we are conscious, and it is time for each and every one of us. And just by saying a prayer, we can make a difference. We can make a difference in our water. We can make a difference in the people that we love. We can make a difference in this world by stop playing small and owning who we are. And
Right.
that's my soapbox message. For the evening. Thank you, Diana, for that reminder. I saw you out there and it made me think of that, but that's so true. It's so true that we all need to see who we really are and that we all can do this. And it's just all about love.
Right.
It's all
Yeah, if
about-
if you just, the thing that got me on this years ago was and I've mentioned this before in the circle, in the 90s, California was supposed to fall into the ocean.
I remember that.
There were all these predictions, and so we're in California, of course, and so we decided we would do healing meditations and earth healing meditations, and we would get together, a group of us in a circle, and one time I was leading the group, and I had everybody close their eyes and just imagine a world where love was the guiding force.
Mhm.
And it's so obvious. No starvation, everybody is nurtured and cared for. No war. Just look at what war does to the planet. I mean, and it is actually, it's interesting because religion is one of the main causes of war, which is just completely dumbfounding. But
Yeah.
we'd treat our environment well, so the environment would be vibrant and healthy. We
Mhm.
treat animals well, everything. It's like, it's the instant solution almost to everything. The solution is so easy, but it takes those of us who understand that to vibrate the love. That's what we're here for. That's what we need. The main thing we need to do.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And it's like Gerald, you mentioned, it has so many benefits for you, for each of us personally, and then collectively, it's the solution to just about everything.
It really is. And and that's the thing. And you teach this. You teach this in your courses, that
Right.
what we intend, energy is everything. Where we put our focus, where we put our attention, and all of that is what we create. And we work with people to help them, just like Lula, what you were saying. It is so beautiful that you took the time and stopped and went, wait a minute, look at these words that I'm speaking. Are they really serving me?
Right.
And that, it sounds simple, but it's not in practice. We all have these habits of speaking and the way we look at things. And if we start being more conscious on every level with our words, with our thoughts, with our emotions, with our actions, and then we can change the world. I don't have to go out and spend billions of dollars to change the world. I
Right.
can sit here and change myself and what I say and what I speak, and hold my little globe, and do this, and
vibrate love everywhere you
works,
go.
and it works.
Right.
And Diana says, so often our belief systems are based on fear. Fear brings pain and suffering. Love is greater than fear. Love will always win out over fear. Light will always win out over darkness, because you cannot have darkness where there's light. And so it's everything we do, and we intend that, whether it's the water we drink, the food, with people, it permeates everything, because everything has water in it, and it all
Right.
has memory So we're just making it bigger and bigger, you know, because think about, I've thought about this a lot, and I'd like you guys' idea on this, because I know Philip and Jane, you started on this path about the same time I did. I started about 36 years ago, and you guys might have even been on longer than me. But look at where consciousness is now compared to
yeah,
it was when we
right.
started.
Yeah. Yeah, and it is that at least is encouraging. You can see there are
Mhm.
there are positive things happening. And I do want, Geraldine, I want to take time for the prayer and
Well, we
and
do have
just a little,
definitely time for the prayer, and then we can talk a little bit too about what everybody can do every day. But we definitely have time for the prayer. I don't know if we'll get into the meditation, but we'll see.
well, we have about 20 minutes left.
Okay, cool. I can get that all
So-
done then. Yeah. That
And we'd
works.
like to have a little time for everybody here to respond to.
Okay, sounds good. Is everybody ready then?
Yes, I'm ready.
Okay.
I'm high on this water. I
Oh,
did,
I
I
love
almost,
it.
it's
love
down,
it.
the water's down to here.
What's in that water?
She put it
It's
on
this.
Bab Membet.
Where's the, oh, I have to put it by the camera.
Yeah,
There it
yeah.
is. I put that there and
I
it's
love
like a
it.
miracle.
I love it. I love it. Okay, everybody, just get comfortable, relax, and close your eyes, everybody out there, and just go ahead and join me with your intention set on this prayer and the words that I'm saying. Today we pray and we set our intentions with healing blessings on the waters on the earth, the water within our bodies. Water is the first foundation for our life. We begin our lives in the sacred fluid of our mother's wombs and continue our lives in sync with the waters of the world. As the great cycle continues to turn, the fluid of our bodies is that of all water on earth. Every underground spring, every tranquil pond and lake, every flowing stream, every river, large and small, every gulf and every bay, every sea and every ocean, every cloud and every raindrop, every iceberg and glacier, every particle of water in life forms on earth, all the water that flows through our bodies. Sweet Spirit of water, receive this flow of gratitude, love, and appreciation for nourishing our lives into existence and supporting all on our planet. We ask to know within ourselves all the powers of water to wear down and to build up, to ebb and to flow, to nurture and to destroy, to merge and to separate. We know that water has great powers of healing and of cleansing. And we also know that water is vulnerable to contamination and pollution. We ask help in our work as healers and citizens of Mother Earth in our efforts to ensure that the waters of the world run clean and run free, that all the earth's children have the water that they need to sustain abundance of life. Water nourishes us and quenches our thirst. It supports us when we swim and cleanses us when we bathe. We wash our hands. We wash our dishes. We wash our clothes. We water our plants and crops. Many of us without a second thought of just how precious water is in our lives. This sacred element is so vital that when we look for life on other planets, the first thing we seek is water. Our energetic field carries the signature of our thoughts within. So we come with sincere, conscious intentions toward water, to infuse the highest vibrational healing and loving energy into the bodies of water all over Mother Earth and within our individual bodies as well. So we come together as water warriors, water healers, water dreamers, and water teachers as we pay our respects and honor the powers of water as a sacred wisdom keeper and giver of life. We offer our prayers for the health of the world's waters. We offer our prayers for the water within our bodies. May these prayers and blessings for the water be received in gratitude, respect, love, and sincerity. May we all join in allowing water to play its part in the great reharmonizing of our body, mind, spirit, nature connection. We pray to be conscious of our words, our thoughts, and our feelings. Water is sacred. Water is life. Blessed be the water. And now continue by taking in a few deep breaths, breathing in the bright, luminous energy of Source, and exhaling any tension and thoughts of the day. And visualize, imagine, or feel your heart opening wide and sending loving energy and gratitude to the waters of the world for sustaining our lives and all of life on the planet. Think of the ways that water impacts your life and send it love and gratitude for its many blessings that it gives us each and every day. Visualize, imagine, or feel the bodies of water around the planet as clean, healed, and full of vibrant life force energy, just as it was in the beginning of time, in its pristine and pure state. See the sun sparkle on the surface of the water or the moon's glow at night. Hear the gentle sounds of waves hitting the shore or the roar of the ocean waves crashing onto the beach. The sound of a waterfall cascading down or the trickling of a creek bed. Breathe the smell of the salty ocean air or the smell of the freshwater rivers, lakes, and streams. Just breathe it in. Now imagine yourself floating in a large body of water. It may be the ocean, a lake, a river, a spring, or even a pool. Feel yourself being held by the water. Feel its comfort and soothing rhythm as you float along, lost in the bliss of the moment. Feel the water connect to the water within you and the water become one. Blending the love from the water to you and you to the water. Feel the unity, the oneness, the life force that you share. Know that every time you gaze upon the bodies of water in the future, you will feel that love between you and know the deep and abiding connection that you have with the water. And you will feel the gratitude and appreciation for its life-sustaining qualities. Vav, Mem, Bet. And now it's time to come back to the present moment, eyes refreshed and revitalized from the healing of the waters, from you to them and from them to you.
Thank you, Gerald. That was really beautiful.
Thank you. Thank you. And I do have that available if anyone would like a copy of it, if they would like to have it to say. All they have to do, they can reach me through Facebook at Gerald Peterson Heatherdale there on the screen. Thank you, Phoenix. And so it is. I forgot that. So yeah, they can get a hold of me if they like. Oh, thank you, Diana. And I would be happy to send them a copy of it.
That's a great idea. Yeah,
it's really
that's really beautiful.
Beautiful.
Thank you. Thank
So
you.
anyone have more ideas on what you might do with water that you haven't thought of yet? Haven't thought of before? Haven't thought of yet. You have to think of it right now before you actually do it. Any new ideas?
Well, I want to add a few more because there's a lot of things that we can do. And we've talked about a lot of them, whether it's, putting just put writing on a piece of paper and putting your glass on that. And it's really kind of in this day and age, we have a lot of funny memes and that. And if it brings humor to you and it brings you joy, okay. But I do caution people to be careful what words they actually use. And there's some things that seem kind of funny, but the universe doesn't know if we're being funny or if we're being serious. Sometimes our irony and sarcasm can bite us in the what. And so I would just caution people, if you're working at trying to raise the vibration, be careful about that. Talk to your body. Our thoughts and our words, they have such a direct impact on what happens within us, whether you want to do affirmations, mantras, inner dialogues, whatever it is. And I have little notes. I have it on I have little sticky notes on my computers. Of course, I told you my house is my art. I have some artwork and I've started painting, so I have more of that too. But everything I have is very Zen-like or very uplifting. I have words all over my walls, from choose happy to be your own kind of beautiful to right back here, be you, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so if everywhere I look, I see a word or a symbol that makes me more conscious. Phoenix said she started writing words on her glasses every day since learning about and she's been drinking gratitude and divine love all day.
Yeah.
Exactly.
I'm going to be doing a lot of that. I
know. All my glasses, and my problem is this. I like to drink out of glass, but I have tile floors. And so I have more broken words on my floors than you can even imagine. So I have to go out and buy new glasses all the time because I had them. They were so cute and they had love and gratitude and all kinds of things. But you can actually buy, if you go on Amazon or whatever, you can buy like a stickers that you put on your glasses.
Yeah, I have piles of heart stickers.
Yeah.
Yeah, heart stickers. Another thing I like to do, which is just a different idea, is I say this often, actually. I've said it on this show before. In meditation, I just imagine sending hearts to every cell of the body. And I think maybe it's the water in the cells that make it feel so powerful, because when I do that, I can feel my body starts to tingle. Actually, it's doing it right now.
Yeah.
And that, there are such simple things we can do.
Yeah.
It doesn't have to be hard. And it is really all of these things we can do to make to lift our spirits so that we are vibrating more love and light. It's just like the most phenomenal thing we can do on all levels, for ourselves, for the world. Yeah. Also, if you want to have abundance. To me, the word love is, if you understand it energetically, it's connectedness. Mm-hmm. Because when you love something, you want to be connected, like you want to hug people, it's something, it's like there's no separation between you and that. And I just wanted to mention that in relation to creating abundance, because it is something, it's a concern for most everybody to want more abundance. And if you can, that might be something you can add to your water too, just abundance itself.
Like that, yeah.
But if you're in that place of connectedness of love, you're actually creating an open space for everything to come to you. And then if you can be thinking, well, gee, and Philip and I've been, we did something with it a week or two ago, and all of a sudden money started coming in,
Ooh.
from unexpected sources.
Yeah.
And you just don't know. But all of these things we're saying, people sometimes will say, well, this is so airy fairy, nobody really cares about this kind of stuff. But it's the most important thing you could possibly do. It's crazy. Crazy.
I just got a new book, and you know me in books. I'm kind of like Philip when it comes to books. I buy books like literally every week, I think. And I just got a new one, and it was called The Science Behind the Woo Woo. And it's a really well-written book by some doctor. I just got it, so I've been really looking at it. But science, what I love about our woo-woo or our airy-fairy stuff is that now science is proving out what we've been kind of termed as these airy-fairy or woo-woo people. Guess what? Science is backing us up. And so it is energy is energy, and we can impact all of the energy around us. So I think that I would say to everyone, every time you're near a body of water, please say a prayer to it. Thank it. Just send it. I stand out there too, and I will just I'll visualize love just shooting it like a cannon, like a beam. Remember those Care Bears, how they shot out those
I was gonna
colors
say
of,
that.
that's what I vision. I absolutely vision that coming out of my heart and going to the water and just saying, I love you. I love you. I say Vav Membet, but I just go, I love you. Thank you. I am so grateful for you. And I'll tell you what, who knows? If at the very least, it makes me feel good. But I truly believe
I'm sure it makes a difference.
I really believe it works. And if you can find yourself and you can use, like, remember, I used to have globes. As kids, we all grew up with a globe, right?
Right.
And it doesn't matter how big it is.
Yeah, I'm going to look on Amazon for some of those little globes. I think that's a
these
great
are
idea.
great. And Diana says too, she says she's a woo-woo tribe member also. And she says, I love, she says, I love you to the trees and the rocks. And that too, all of nature, I have to push the water thing, but all of nature, Mother Earth, we just love, because it's all made of water. And so it's important.
Yeah, that's beautiful.
And I'm so grateful that you had me on to talk about this.
Me too. I feel wonderful.
I love this stuff.
Thank you. Lula, any final thoughts from you on the water?
There's a lot, but actually I love that Geraldine mentioned the Care Bears, because actually that was something that I was gonna mention, because I'm really visual. So since I work as a healer or in wellness and transformation, and in my own practice, is something that I have really in mind. Is I feel like a curver, and I change my image. Sometimes it's a heart, sometimes it's a rainbow, sometimes it's a sun. It's like according to the harmony that I want to express, but more in images. So I love that she brought that, because what I was going to mention it. And during the prayer, that was amazing. That's something that you brought, Geraldine, or you
I took myself and a lot of different sources. Like I said, I'm like a research junkie, and I have a tendency to just look up everything under the sun. And so I was inspired by Native American cultures and all different cultures on indigenous cultures of the world. And so, I just, it all kind of flowed, and it's evolved over
that's
time.
really beautiful.
Since the first time I did it.
Actually, I asked because it's really beautiful, but in addition, I'm gonna share this, is when I visualize in cartoons, so when you were reading was amazing because was like reading a book for kids, you know, and seeing how water is history, you know, and seeing all the cultures and how they travel and how everything happened through water and how other species, you know. And I was like, as I said, as a curber, and seeing all those images and feeling every word that you were like and feeling it and vision and having that vision so like in myself that was so beautiful, was so beautiful. And as I was wanting to share that because all those images, you know, that I was able to see, you know, I know that at the same time I was sending that light to other people, and I'm really happy that I'm able to see things that way, because I think that gives me this part of sharing what I see, how I see all the connection through life, you know, a lot of
Good, good. Thank you.
generations, everything is coming from water. So I saw everything, fairies, mermaids, and
Oh,
you know,
wow.
and
I love
we
it.
all were in
Yeah.
harmony, and I saw everything moving in a way, and I arrived here and now, and I saw how we all beings share water in a way, you know. So it's was an amazing experience, and thank you again. Thank you. Was
Yeah.
like,
Oh,
Yeah,
wow.
thank you,
wow,
Lula.
amazing. Thank you.
That's
Yeah.
so cool. I love it.
Thank you. And Philip, any final words before we close?
Well,
We're
a
right at
couple
the
quick
top of the hour again.
possible resources quickly. When Gerald was talking about books and research, if people want to kind of get sort of the deeper meaning of science, there's a good book I read recently called An End to Upside Down Thinking, Dispelling the Myths That the Brain Produces Consciousness. So in other words, sort of the metaphysical, deeper meaning of our existence. So that's one. And the other one I mentioned was Tom Brown. Those are just beautiful books about him and his experiences with his native elder, and sort of how the natives revere and use the elements like water is very touching and moving to me, probably to many people. And just that the water is a wonderful physical fluid, something we use physically, and something is wonderful metaphorically, like some of the things Gerald said in that nice meditation about how it connects us on so many levels.
Thank you. Yeah, that's beautiful. And Gerald, can you tell listeners how they might find out more about you and your wonderful work?
Just you can reach me on Facebook at Gerald Peterson Heatherdale. That's the best way to catch me. And just messenger me and say, I saw you on the Circle of Love and Light, and I want to get to know you. So do it that way. That'll work.
Thank you. Thank
That'll
you.
work. Yeah.
How about you, Lula? Any suggestions for people to connect with you?
Yeah, actually, people can find me on Facebook, Lula with two O's, Loola, Mora, Mora, and I have my webpage too, lulamoracomplete.com. So,
Wonderful.
and yeah, actually, there are a lot of things available in Spanish too. If there's someone that speaks Spanish, like in the circle, so I will happy like to chat or to give some other information in Spanish too.
Thank you. Yeah, that's a great idea. And you can also learn more about the Circle of Love and Light at circleofloveandlight.org. I have to mention that I was banned from Facebook. So I'm not on Facebook right now. And you can find out about our work, Philip and me. We have been doing this work for decades now. We're trainers and spiritual teachers, and the main page probably to go to is gettingthrough.org, which is gettingthrough.org/holistic. Or if you go to gettingthrough.org/awakenings, that talks more about Awakenings Institute. And of course, Circle of Love and Light.org, you can go to find out more about the circle and actually become a supporter, a member, which is free, and receive we have some wonderful gifts for people who do that. So finally, to everybody who's listening, you have our greatest gratitude truly for being here and for adding your unique energy both to the circle and for all of the love and light that you send out to the world every day. And that's ultimately, I think, the thing that's really going to solve our problems is if we just can drink more love water and radiate that love out. So
Absolutely.
here are a couple things you can also do. If you're on Facebook, please share this video with your friends and invite them to join us in the circle every week. And also you can invite friends personally. The more, the merrier. And I'm hoping I will be back on Facebook soon. You can also envision me back on Facebook.
Okay.
There's a misunderstanding for the reason for that happened, which we still don't fully understand.
Well, my account was obviously attacked. Anyhow, so we hope you can join us next week when we go further into the realms of love and light. And I want everybody to have a wonderful week. And thank you, Lila, Gerald Ann, and Philip,
Thank you
for being
Thank you
here.
all. And thank you everybody that watched.
Oh,
Thank
and
you
one
all.
last thing, send that love and light out to your future. You can send it. You're not limited to the present time. Send it out to the week ahead and have a great week.
Yeah. And also send it out to your past and heal up anything that needs to be
Sure,
healed
that's a
up.
good idea.
Yeah.
All over.
Yeah.
All
Send
around.
it everywhere.
Right.
Send it everywhere.
Sounds good to me. Thanks
you.
again, everybody. And thank you to the beings of light
Thank you.
and the angels for being with us.